the Jammu and Kashmir government has announced that they will restore postpaid mobile phone connections from Monday. This announcement comes more than 2 months after the government imposed a communication blockade in Jammu and Kashmir before they revoked the decades-old special privileges under Article 370. This announcement was made by Principal Secretary Rohit Kansal, who addressed the media a short while ago, and he said that all postpaid mobile phones will be restored on Monday, the 14th of October, from 12 noon onwards.
Having reviewed the situation in Jammu and Kashmir, a decision has now been taken to restore mobile phone facilities in the remaining areas of Jammu and Kashmir. More specifically, all post-paid mobile phones, irrespective of the telecom service provider, will stand restored and be functional from 12 noon on Monday, the 14th of October 2019. This will cover all 10 districts of Kashmir province.
When questioned about the detentions in the state and on plans on releasing those who have been detained, the government representative, Principal Secretary Rohit Kansal, said that the security assessment is a dynamic process and the security situation is being assessed and people will continue to be released.
All those detentions are being continuously reviewed, and if there are persons who have been detained, there are people who have been released also. This is a dynamic process. The security situation will continue to be assessed in a dynamic manner. People will continue to be released, and this process will go on.
Let's go over to Nazir Masoodi, who joins us for more on this. Nazir, very quickly, I'm going to ask you 2-3 questions regarding the press conference that just had some relief measures announced. Postpaid phone connections will be beginning, they will start soon. First of all, how many people does this benefit? And, the Principal Secretary, we just heard, he has been reiterating that the government is committed to a gradual relaxation process. So speak to us also about the people who've been detained. And we saw earlier that he was being grilled on, the fact that schools have been opened and, they're not really being attended by the students.
Yeah, the press conference, there were a host of questions on different issues. Number one, first, the mobile phones will start ringing in Kashmir from Monday noon. So you can call me at 12. According to the government spokesman, from 12 noon on Monday,
right.
Phones will start. It's after 71 days. Phones will function again. So phones have been restored. There are 70 lakh mobile phones in the valley which were completely made defunct for last 70 days, and they will, voice calls will start on Monday. So it is only on postpaid mobiles. The number of postpaid mobile phones is 40 lakh, and that means 30 lakh people still will not have access to mobile phones, because they are saying based on the situation on the ground, they will take a decision about restoring prepaid, mobiles, but the postpaid mobiles will be restored from Monday. It's a big step, because imagine an entire population being barred from talking to each other for more than 2 months. So finally people will have this type of, if we call it luxury, to talk to each other, call each other on phone. And fortunately, I'm Mr. Rohit Kansal again, who addressed this press conference. Mr. Kansal, something everybody was waiting here for last 70 days. When will mobile phones be restored? When will internet, at least broadband, be restored? Now you have taken a call, and you said based on the security assessment. It has happened after several developments. You have released some political prisoners. You have removed the restrictions on tourists. Advisory has been removed. Why it is? I say it is a half-hearted step, because A, prepaid phones have not been restored. B, the internet, even broadband, is not being restored.
Okay, let me answer this in the following manner. You see, as I mentioned a short while ago to all of you, we have taken a decision to restore all post-paid mobile phones throughout the Kashmir Valley. And as a result of this decision, from 12 noon on the 14th of October, you will have all mobile phones, all post-paid mobile phones throughout the Kashmir Valley operational, irrespective of the service provider.
Okay.
Now, to answer your question about prepaids, it's very interesting, but Kashmir is probably the only state in the country, the only region in the country where the number of post-paid connections
is higher than
far exceeds the number of prepaid connections. So I think this will be a huge relief to everybody, whether it is contractors, whether it is ordinary citizens, whether it is students wishing to go to school.
But Mr. Kansal, internet data is like oxygen in today's age. It's not a luxury. It's not about Facebook and Twitter, social media. It is your daily life which runs on internet. Particularly media. For example, we are coming, journalists are coming, they have to report from a government-run media facilitation center. When will media be able to work back from their offices? Media offices are functional, you are restoring at least the broadband connections.
Well, you would have noticed that when I spoke to all of you a short while ago, I gave you a detailed background of the circumstances in the matter, and I also told you the circumstances under which the government had to perforce introduce certain restrictions, and this was done in the wake of credible intelligence inputs, in the wake of consistent efforts from across the border to foment trouble here, but also the situation has been under a continuous process of review, and from the 16th of August onwards, we have been gradually easing restrictions, beginning with security restrictions on movement being eased, landlines being restored, and now with mobile phones being restored. And but let me also add that we are sensitive to all the concerns being expressed, and it has been a policy to consistently keep on reviewing, consistently keep on looking at what else needs to be done by way of facilitation.
Small question. When will media be able to start functioning from office?
Let me complete, Nazir. And as I said, we have been reviewing. We will continue to review, and I assure you that we will do all that is possible to facilitate everybody, including the media. But I must not forget to add that media has been enjoying, the benefits of internet through the media center. They have been filing stories, and we have recently taken a decision to keep the media center open till midnight, beginning 9 a.m. in the morning. So access is there, but we will continue to review and we will continue to facilitate even more.
Mr. Kansal, there were questions also during the press conference about political prisoners. Just in a few days back, few of the political prisoners, they were detained for last, more than 2 months. They have been released. Are you reviewing the detention of senior leaders as well? What is the status?
No, I cannot comment on any individual people or group of people. All I can say is that all cases have been under a process of review. They will continue to be under a process of review, and appropriate decisions will continue to be taken.
Last question about recently government submitted a list before the Supreme Court about juvenile detentions. And we spoke to some of them. They said, look, we were not even taken to juvenile homes, were kept in the police stations. What action government is taking, or have you got that information? Look, there are such complaints now.
Well, all I can say is that the government's affidavit in the Honorable Court is absolutely clear, and whatever submissions the government had to make had been cogently made out in that affidavit. I don't think I have anything to add to that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kansal. Mr. Kansal, one thing he is talking about, media is being facilitated. Here journalists are saying when we will be liberated from this media facilitation center, which they call, because every journalist wants to work from his or her office. But what is happening to journalists here? They have to huddle together in a media or government-run hall, and where you have to use government computer, own computer, government phone, and the government internet, and then work and file your stories. That is, every journalist here was asking that question. When will at least the broadband connections for the journalists start in Kashmir? So that is important thing everybody is asking. But one important step today,
Right.
that government has finally is restoring mobile phone, postpaid mobile phone services in Kashmir. As I said, postpaid
Nazir.
mobile numbers is higher than the prepaid in the valley. That is something will start from Monday.